Hey guys, how are you? It's Antonio from Solvent.Life. Today we're going to be looking at Solvent GPT and do a little run through with you face to face so we can see how we can utilize the program whilst you're trading on the financial markets. So what we're going to do here is just simply go to Solvent.Life. We're going to go ahead and access Solvent GPT. Now if you don't have an account already, just create one. It's very simple. You can either just do it straight through Google, or you can just sign up directly with any email and then get the verification email, and then from there you can access your free prompt. So it is free for the moment, but it will be paid in future, and we will take away the free section as we've had a massive amount of interest recently on it. So let's get into it here. So let's go to Access Solvent GPT in the top right corner here, and I've already logged in here. So as you can tell, you can see I have all my prompts on this side here, my threads, as well as a new chat that's popped up. So let's check here. So what I want to do now is first I'd like to have a brief overview of the AI Hedge Fund Manager. So this thing right here, top right corner. This is the AI Hedge Fund Manager. You can turn it off or on. I prefer it off because I don't like people speaking all the time while I'm trying to trade, but some people do. So it's like having your personalized hedge fund manager whilst you're trading on the financial market. So what I kind of like to do as well is to turn it on, and let me see if I can go ahead and put the speakers on so you can kind of hear this as we go along. But first kind of question I like to do when I'm sitting down before the market opens. I'm here in London at the moment, but in New York, the stock exchange opens at 9 a.m. It's here in London, it opens at 2:30. So before the market opens, what I like to do is I just like to get an overview. So what I'm going to say is, give me an overview of the US markets. So I just like to get an overview of the US market, see what's going on, get a full understanding here. And here we go. So here's a representation of the US markets. It gives me a nice heat map.
Here's an overview of the US markets for today. You can see the heat map chart above to get a visual representation of how different stocks are performing in the market today. Here's the interactive chart.
There you go. So that's our hedge fund AI manager right there, giving you a nice introduction of the US financial markets at the moment. So it'll talk back to you, and it'll basically tell you what's going on based on what you ask it. So if you're asking it for something specific, it'll talk back to you in a lovely, nice voice, which is nice to hear. Some people like it, some people don't. For this moment, although I'm going to leave it on just for demonstrational purposes, just to give you an example of what we can do with the market. So what I want to take a look at today is the US 500. So I'm going to say, give me a chart of the US 500. And the AI Hedge Fund Manager will go ahead and let me know if we can get
Here's
that.
the chart for SPY, S&P 500 ETF. Here is the interactive chart.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So what they've done is they've got the chart up here for me, which is very nice to see. And this is the ETF Trust one. But you can basically get any chart you want on the US markets here. But for my specific, normally I trade on the S&P 500 and the US 500 and the SPY, as well as the NASDAQ. So I like to get an overview of the US markets and then see a chart that is interactable on Solvent.Life before I kind of take a look at making any specific trades here. So I want to get more information on what the US is currently doing at the moment and what the sentiment is like. So I'm going to turn off the AI Hedge Fund Manager for now because I don't want him talking over me while I'm doing that, but you can have it on if you'd like. So I'd like to see a, let's see, give me the economic today. So basically what I'm saying is give me the economic calendar. So it kind of saves you a lot of time when you're looking at the news and vice versa. You can just ask it a question. It'll conglomerate all the news, what's happening today, just put it in a nice place right for you, a few seconds for whatever specific thing you're looking for. So in this case, I'm looking for the US 500 economic calendar. So what it's done is it's found the Consumer Sentiment Index, the leading index change the MBA mortgage applications, as well as petroleum. So all this stuff affects the S&P 500. So it's good to have. But the power in what Solvent GPT can do is its follow-up. So when you're asking a specific question, you need to follow up on what you're doing so it actually knows what you're talking about. Because this application at the moment has 500 billion parameters, it takes an insane amount of data into it. It conglomerates it in such a small thing. So your answers are going to be specific if your questions are specific. So if your questions are broad, well, then it's going to give you broad answers. So you need to know how to answer the correct question, ask the correct questions, so to speak. So, but there is also a PDF for that, which we can give you, which will give you a bit more insight into what you can ask Solvent GPT and how it can help you on a day-to-day. And once you get into a flow of it, every day you're going to be coming back on this application. You're going to be asking, what's the US market? What's the overview like? What's the US 500? And vice versa. So it's going to be like that consistently. So in this case, the economic calendar, I want to know what it can affect, right? So what are effects of this? So I'm just asking for an impact rating on this. What I'm going to do here is just copy paste this into that, so it gets a full specific answer of what I'm looking for here. It doesn't take too long, but you can have a nice sip of tea in the meantime whilst it's doing the work for you, or the heavy lifting for you. So you can have your chart opens in the morning here, and you can just find it all. So look at this. Look at the amount of information it's just given us in a few seconds, literally 30 seconds. So it's given us everything that we've asked for the US 500. It's given us the consumer sentiment index and the impact it has, so it's moderate. The leading index change, which is moderate as well. The MBA mortgage application, which is low. We're not looking at that. We don't care about that. And the consumer credit, which I do care about when I'm looking at trading on the US 500 on a day-to-day basis. So, sentiment analysis. It also does a sentiment analysis for every specific question that you ask on every specific stock and indice, whatever you want to look at. In this case, it has a bearish sentiment for today, for August 19th, 2024 at 5:51 p.m. So 62.33% of traders are net short, indicating bearish sentiment amongst traders. So this can give you a good overview of what people are doing on the markets and where they're looking at putting their money, or in this case, taking out their money. So in this case, the impact rating is moderate with a 6 out of 10 cumulative impact for these events. So based off this information, you can go ahead and use it in a practical application for day-to-day trades, and find some real-time market data that you can definitely put in your portfolios, and essentially help yourself cut out hours of financial research in merely a few minutes in the morning. So for all the financial analysts out there, you're welcome for this type of software, and I hope you use it very well. But we'd love to see what you're asking. So there's a community growing as we are going. So I'd love to see what types of questions are asked overall, in what people are specifically looking for. Get the types of questions that they want to get answered in the specific industries. So that's going to be it for now for me at Solvent.Life. But take some time and play around with it. And if you like it, there's always upgrade features. But for the moment, it is free. So do give it a try, and it is powerful. So I'd love to hear your feedback in what you think we can do here to improve it overall. Because it is still a brand new product and it is relatively new. But we're improving it every single day, and hopefully it's getting better and better. And our accuracy percentages are getting in the high 80s to 90s now with specific indices and stocks, and we're trying to push that as far as we can. So let me know.